Hey y'all, this is Greg from the Miler's Journey. I'm helping Landon set up Landon's Speed Shop. So these first few videos where you'll see this little disclaimer at the front, these videos are my videos. We're repurposing them for his channel and they are being used with my permission. Now that is documented, let's continue on to the video. You ever wonder what goes through a modeler's head between the history books and the final coat of paint? Welcome to the pilot of Thought Thursday. First look at our new series, What's on Your Mind Wednesday. I'm Greg, and this is our weekly space for everything that doesn't fit into the standard tutorial. Whether it's a quick bench update on my latest rescue, a deep dive into a building slump, or just casual chat while I work, we're stripping away the script. The goal is to turn this into a live community conversation where you help drive the show. So if you've got a modeling problem that needs solving, a tip to share, or just want to talk shop, pull up a chair, grab your favorite beverage, and let's get into what's on my mind today. I want to hear what's on yours in the comments. So we'll start the conversation right after this. I've also got Landon here with me today, and thought it might be interesting to talk to him a little bit. I think the main question that all modelers would want to know is, how did you get in the hobby in the first place? When you attempted your first build, how did that happen?
Well, it was Christmas, and my dad sent only present that I have gotten from him in a couple of years, and it was a modeling kit. So I used to be one of those kids who sit in my room 24/7 just building things, Legos or whatever I can get my hands on. Or if it was like scrap, I would just figure out what I can make with it. But no, my dad bought me a modeling kit of the car, and so I started doing that, and of course I never got to finish it because family problems and all, but I started to really enjoy it. I was kind of upset that I lost it because I was pretty far into it and I really wanted to finish it, so ever since I've been wanting to do some more of them, and now I got the chance, so I actually want to see what I can do and improve my skills.
Yeah, so you mentioned that you weren't able to finish that first build. Without going into too much personal detail, as far as the build itself, what if anything went wrong that caused you to pull away from it?
I had, when I was taking the windshield off the part that it comes with the back glass and all, I accidentally broke the front windshield, so I didn't have the materials to fix the windshield, so that was my stand hold to it, and also I didn't have the right paint and the right glue to put my project together.
I can understand that. I mean, I used to have a pretty extensive tool kit and supply kit, and then when we moved from Florida, I lost a lot of that. I've lost a lot of supplies, most of my tools, so I could understand the difficulty of not having the supplies and tools. And, accidents do happen when you're taking parts off the sprue, so especially with your clear plastic. Some of those are just unnecessarily more rigid than they need to be, while some of them are unnecessarily more flexible than they need to be. So, those kind of accidents do happen. I've really run into problems with your fine detail parts. That's why, if you can figure out how to use a knife to cut it off, you're doing better than trying to just, wiggle and break it off. But an actual cutter would be better because, that knife could travel on you. And I've had it happen. I was working on a '69 Dodge Charger General Lee, I believe it was the AMT kit. I mean, that really
That's a pretty good kit still, yeah.
But I mean, that doesn't really matter to the story. But I was cutting out the trunk because I was building it as a lowrider. So I was cutting out the trunk, and I had some hydraulic pumps and everything I was going to put in it. And as I was getting through the final cut of that trunk, apparently I decided not to pay attention or something. I don't know what the heck actually happened. But the knife slipped out of the body, and it caught my thumb and come all the way around to here. And so, yeah, I nearly cut the tip off my thumb because of the knife travel. So that's a good reason to not be cutting parts off the tree with a blade. And I also discovered then that's a really good reason to turn that blade over and scribe it away instead of trying to cut it away. Now, we've mentioned in a couple of my other videos, I've mentioned that you came up with a pretty elaborate, by accident anyway, you came up with a pretty elaborate paint process on your interior. And I see you've got your kit sitting there on the table. If you wouldn't mind, pull it out and let the viewers know what kind of happy accident led to your now highly involved interior paint scheme.
Pretty much.
But an end product that you're satisfied with.
Yeah, so me and him were sitting down working on our projects and all. And, of course, I got a little too far into it and a little ahead of myself. And I started painting indoor panels. And I started off with black and all, and then I went from a black to a sky blue acrylic paint, and that wasn't dark enough, so I went over it with some modeling kit paint.
Maybe you can push it toward the camera. There you go.
A little bit more, and it was a little dark color, so yeah, that's what I got out of it, and I really like the color. So now I got to take this color and try to figure out how to transfer it over to the interior and all. And I'm going to see if, well, of course, my build partner, and I kind of want to take that paint job, and since I'm going to two-tone my body and all, I want to take that paint job and somehow apply it to the black paint on my body, but of course we're going to airbrush it, of course. So without going through so many layers of paint, I got to figure out which paint I done and all, and finish the rest of the body. But other than that, no, I really like how the paint job comes out and stuff, so yeah.
Well, if you let me see your interior, since we're talking about it, I'll kind of walk you through what you need to do. You started with your black base on your door panels, and then you chose a color, a shade of blue that you thought you were going to like, and decided to go a little bit darker. So what you need to do is you need to finish blacking out your interior and your dashboard, all your interior parts, finish blacking them out, and then coat them a second time with that original color that you were going to use.
All right.
Once that's all dry and set up, then you go to your final color, and that'll give you the same effect that you've got on your door panels. And we can save a lot of time on your body there if we just go straight to the color you finished with. And that'll give you just enough contrast to show a difference between the body color and the interior color.
Yeah.
But it'll still match.
Makes sense.
So, I mean, it's in your head trying to remember what you did versus me hearing what you did. It's a lot more simple than what your brain's telling you it is.
Pretty much. Then with ADHD, my brain makes some things a little difficult to remember, especially painting and all. But no, it was just a happy accident, and I really enjoyed it. So.
As a matter of fact, since we're kind of talking about it anyway, I'm sure they'd love to have an update on the progress of your buddy build.
Yeah, so of course we got the body painted and all, and got that ready to go, and so we got to finish touching that up. But I got the subframe, well, the chassis. I got the front suspension on. I haven't done the rear suspension or anything so far yet.
Well, and that's because we've discovered that you can't put the rear suspension on until the engine's ready to go on the chassis.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that's going to hold us back a little bit anyways, but, I mean, that's no problem. But I got the engine and the rear axle and all that, and the oil pan and the front,
Yeah. The front of that motor kind of encases all the front end parts, but you can just say the water pump or timing chain cover, and
yeah, I got the
people
water
would know what
pump
you're talking about.
and timing chain glued on there. So this is all ready for painting and ready to go. And of course, yeah, I got my paint, my seats painted and all. I got to get those back out and go through the seams and add some blue just to contrast with the seats in the interior. But yep, I'm going to paint the interior the same color as the door panels. And then I got the wheel well all assembled and ready to go for painting. So there's that. Let's see. Oh yeah. Sorry, taking a minute here.
Well, while he's digging, I did notice when I painted my body that we forgot to base coat his front end and rear belly pan. So we're gonna have to do that as we're finishing up his base coat. And what we need to bring both of them up to a gloss shine, and then he'll do his two-tone paint job. And then I've got a plan for maybe if I can find a piece, a laced-in black cherry overlay on mine.
I got the dash painted. I'm gonna finish painting that up whenever we actually get working on it again. But I got the dash painted black. I do not have the stickers in yet. I was planning on doing those last, since they are small and my eyesight is good, but it's a little hard for me to see the little parts.
Okay, just real quick for those of you that are new to the hobby, he's using the word sticker kind of universally. This kit comes with water slide decals, but there are kits that do come with peel and stick stickers.
I got to paint the bumper and all of that. Another thing is, so I tried glow in the dark paint for the headlights. Of course, they didn't really turn out the way I wanted them to. They ain't really glowing.
Well, obviously they have to charge in the light. But from the angle you were showing, it looked like you did have a pretty decent coat of that glow in the dark on there.
Yes, I did.
If you pick those up real quick, I'll show you something though.
Yeah, here you go.
We'll have to get it out when we actually do some more building. But you see down here where it's got a little bit of a square angle?
Yes.
I've got Tester's turn signal amber.
Okay.
And you paint that little square triangle there in that turn signal amber, and if you look on your box illustration, that's where your turn signals are.
Oh, okay. Okay, I get it. I see. So I got my supercharger and the front piece of the engine bay painted red. I am going to go back over the red with black to make some of the details pop a little bit more and make it look somewhat close to the modeling, but I'm going to add my little touch, of course. But I got that done. I got my steering wheel all put together and stuff. And then I got my, I want to say, steam pump or water pump, one, two.
That would be the brake booster.
Or, sorry, brake booster. I'm still getting used to knowing all the parts of stuff, but I got that put together. It's ready for painting. I got my wheels and all glued together, put together. Unfortunately, I am going to have to take them back apart so I can line the caps and all up the way they're supposed to.
Yeah,
with
so
the tire
obviously you
tread.
did notice that they're directional, but didn't
Yes.
notice it when you assembled them.
Yes, that is true. Other than that, I still got to take off most of the chrome on the brakes, the exhaust that comes out of the side. Get the chrome taken off of that, and then I got I want to say tail lights here. I got to get those unchromed.
Actually, you want to leave your headlights chrome because that's going to give you that natural look behind your glass.
Okay.
Those you don't necessarily have to dechrome. You can paint them aluminum and then detail out your calipers. And then some of these other parts, if you wanted to leave them chrome, I can show you how to do a wash and bring out a lot of the detail in them.
Okay. Okay, that makes more sense. But yeah, I might just, I don't know. I'm just trying to add my little touch without going overboard for my first build project, getting back into it. But other than that, I gotta get the radiator painted and stuff. So that's gonna be with the body.
I want to see something here
Yeah, no, go for it.
because I haven't.
What you
Is
looking
it still on the tree?
What?
Your header.
Yes. Unfortunately, I did lose my other header, so I only got one.
Yeah. This would. If anybody happens to have the monogram Dodge Viper RT10 kit that they're not building or that it has turned into a donor kit, please contact us via email. We're not sure if it was originally missing or if he's lost it by accident, but we need the passenger side valve cover header combo.
But and then I got of course I got the valve headers to paint as well. And then I got the pulley system I got to paint. I got the radiator, and then I got the front, I want to say either the front control arms or the rear control arms. And then I got the, can't remember that part name, but I got these two parts left to paint on this tree. And then on my other tree, I just got the inside of the
rear spoiler roll bar deal.
Yeah, I got that to finish.
I'm not exactly sure what to call that either because it's part of the body, but it actually is a roll bar.
Yeah, but that's all I got left to do. But other than that, it's going really well. I'm really enjoying it. I can't wait to finish it and see how it turns out. But me and him will try to keep you guys updated on the buddy build. But other than that, yeah, no, that's about it.